Okay, so we just finished watching Revolution of the Daleks, and this is just like we literally just finished it like a couple minutes ago. We're just gonna talk about it. My initial thoughts are that I liked it. I thought it was good. I wasn't blown away by it, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked a lot of it.
I think some of this is like we did set expectations too high for this. I think because we had so long to theorize about all the kind of stuff that would happen. And so, there were no like big reveals, like Davros didn't return, like nothing big happened really.
Yeah.
But I still thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. It had its slow parts for me, but then it had parts that were amazing. And then there were parts that I wish we saw more of. Like that prison, number 13 in the prison. I wish we got a little more of that.
I
like
totally agree.
Not whole episode, but just a little bit. And also her breaking out, that was so lame.
I wish that there was more time spent at the prison. She got out of the prison so quickly. I wish they spent more time there because that could have been interesting. We got to see the other prisoners a little more in depth there. There's the Weeping Angel, the Pating. Angela, the Weeping Angel.
Yeah, she has a name.
Yeah. And there was
silence?
Yeah, there was a silence. So like it'll be interesting to see if we can figure out like if we can match the certain characters with like the image that we looked at and we broke down in that one video. Because we did think that one of those was a Sycorax, and I saw a Sycorax.
I think I may have too.
There was a shot of a Sycorax. I think it was like in the same cell as something else. What else was? I don't know. Taking it from the beginning of the episode, there was a nice recap from Resolution that was cool, and then the title sequence was different. I don't know if that was like just a New Year's thing or if that's like a new title sequence, but like the color was definitely different in the title sequence. I don't know if I like it better or not. I can't really tell. But it seemed kind of New Year's-y, like fireworks kind of, different colors in there.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm assuming maybe it was just that. But that leads me to another kind of weird thing about this is that for a New Year's special, New Year's was mentioned once, one throwaway line at the beginning.
Yeah.
And that was it. There was nothing to suggest that this is a New Year's special other than that, which is fine. I mean, it's hard to make an episode feel New Year's-y. Like, you can't really do that, like, like you can with Christmas. Yeah, like, Resolution definitely did that better, I guess, of, like, having the...
Yeah. So, this takes place 10 months after, the Timeless Children. Ryan, Graham, and Yaz...
From their perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been, like, what was it, 19 years from the Doctors?
And they were, like, mad at the Doctor. I perceived it as mad at the Doctor. Them being upset at the Doctor. Like, Yaz pushed the Doctor because she was in prison very aggressively, and that makes me mad. The Doctor was in prison for 19 years, and then they're like, oh, you were away for 10 months? And she got like a heavy push. Like, she almost tripped. What was that, Yaz?
Wow, okay. Let's move on. So, I guess speaking of Yaz, I feel like... So, I mean, obviously this was Ryan and Graham's exit, and we'll get to that later on. But this episode, for the majority, felt way more focused on Yaz. Like, Yaz is definitely becoming a way more defined character than the other two.
Yeah.
And it seems like Chibnall's kind of leaving the other two behind, because obviously they're gone now, and is really narrowing in on Yaz's character. And I like it. Yeah, I liked Yaz a lot in Series 12, and I liked her a lot here, too. Ryan and Graham, though, weren't very good for the majority of this. We'll get to the ending. Okay, so let's talk about Captain Jack. He's great, as usual. But there was a little bit of, like... Because it's been so long since we've had him properly, that I feel like they didn't really use him to his full potential, really. Because there was a lot going on, but I feel like he could have been used more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't at all the main focus of this, which is just kind of weird for, like, since it's been that long. That you like, not that he had to be the sole main like focus, but I don't know, it could have been a little more focused on him.
Yeah, especially because he's gone now, I guess, because there was a call.
Yeah, what?
That he was with Gwen Cooper now, which is totally setting up a Torchwood spinoff. I guess a Torchwood reboot, which I am so for. Come on, it's the perfect time.
I haven't seen Torchwood.
Me neither. But
I've not seen Torchwood.
I watched the first episode. I really liked it.
Yeah, that was weird. They didn't really explain where he went. Yeah. What happened to him.
We just randomly got a call they were just calling him. It's kind of weird.
Okay, so speaking of Captain Jack, he had a really nice moment with Yaz. Where were they? They were walking to that facility or something we're talking about, and that's where we got that moment from the trailer when he's
Yeah.
like,
Oh
how many
yeah.
people get to meet the Doctor? That was a nice moment, and also we had a really nice moment with the Doctor and Ryan and the TARDIS,
Hmm.
and I feel like the Doctor and Ryan have not had
Their moment
much
together.
like, yeah, not at all. Like they felt really distant from each other
So I'm
so
glad
far.
that in Ryan's last go, he got a nice moment with her.
Yeah, there's a lot about that scene I liked. Oh, and we were watching this. I don't know if you had this too, but obviously we're in America. I don't know what it's like over there, but BBC America broadcast the episodes and stuff over here. There were so many ads. I don't know if you had the
Yeah,
same frustration,
there were a
but
lot.
I don't know. I guess it's just because the majority of Doctor Who I've not watched a lot and haven't had to deal with but it really interrupts the flow of the episode when you're stopped by a commercial, like every 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Obviously, it's not the episode's fault. Alright, so let's talk about the Daleks. So Jack Robertson was there. He was the same as he was in Reactions in the UK, just a really unlikable person. But he was involved in this, like, creating this other whole fleet of Daleks, basically. And obviously that didn't go well for the human race. And we got the Bronze Time War Daleks back.
Yeah.
Like a year ago now is when we first saw images of Daleks from the Clifton Suspension Bridge. And that when they were all shooting at each other there. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I think both like the different designs like faced up against each other like that. Like those two different designs really look cool shooting at each other like that. Oh, I didn't look back. I was confused. Kernan, maybe you can explain this to me. The whole, like, the Doctor sent some signal to lure those Daleks there so that they could fend off the Daleks that were already there.
Yeah. Because I guess these old brown Starlets were like a specific like type of enforcer Daleks that it's very much focused on being like a pure Dalek.
But like, she just happened to, like, find a ship of Daleks just floating in space and was able to bring them in.
Floating in
I don't
space and
know.
just.
Anyway, I don't know. I just missed something there. Okay, so let's get to the end here. We had the departure of Ryan and Graham, and I thought it was really well done. I mean, it wasn't as dramatic as maybe a lot of people would have liked. Like, neither of them died or anything, but it was a really nice send off, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I still felt like there was some bad blood between Ryan and Graham and the Doctor because apparently they're so upset that she was gone for 10 months in prison. Like, you know what Amy and Rory did? Amy and Rory just, like, the Doctor just randomly popped up in their life, like, every 3 years. But they didn't push the Doctor, unlike Yaz, who's ungrateful and likes pushing the Doctor.
The moment with Grace, Force Ghost Grace, that was nice at the end, and I love that they went back to the bike stuff at the end of that.
What's the deal with Ryan and Graham now? Like,
I don't know.
they're just like time agents. They're gonna be a part of this new Torchwood reboot. What's the deal?
I doubt that because the reason they're leaving the show is because they're doing other projects and stuff. I guess like the closest we've gotten to something like this would have been Martha. But she didn't really just like go out and like she was a member of UNIT, so that's different. I guess Donna, because in the period between Runaway Bride and Partners in Crime, she was kind of doing that stuff of just random like doctory investigations.
Oh, I guess.
And Sarah Jane was doing it after. That's how the Doctor met her again. So yeah, I guess it's been done before, where they just the other companions just kind of do their own things, adventures afterward. But I'm sure we'll see them again, probably in Series 13 or something. I don't know about Series 13, but I don't know. I bet we'll see them in the show again. I don't know what it was like, the way this was presented in other countries or in the UK or whatever. But for us, we're watching the episode, and then it ends, it fades to black, and this title card comes up that says, "Stay tuned for the reveal of the Doctor's new companion." And then it cuts to this, like, really extended preview / like, ad for this other show. And then it cuts back, and there's this little clip of this random guy talking about some weird New Year's things, and then it turns, and this guy turns his head, and it's John Bishop, who's apparently going to be a new companion in the show. I did some research on this John Bishop guy. Apparently he's a big comedian guy in the UK. So I guess that's exciting, except I was really looking forward to just the Doctor and Yaz. So, like, if he's really another companion, I don't know if I'm really gonna like that, because I really like the idea, especially with the way Yaz has been trending. I really like the idea of just being Yaz.
I was thinking about that going into this episode, thinking Ryan and Graham would leave and it'd be only the Doctor and Yaz, and that'd be good. But then Yaz pushed the Doctor, and you know what? Now I wish that this new Dan guy would push Yaz.
So, I think that's pretty much all I've got right now, Kernan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to rewatch this as soon as possible. Probably as soon as I get this video out. The next thing I'm going to do is just rewatch this episode. So yeah, like we haven't seen, at least I have not seen anything. I've just like, because the episode airs earlier in the UK, I've completely stayed off everything for the past couple hours to not be spoiled. So I have no idea what the current opinion is on this. But my opinion, and what I feel like is probably going to be the general consensus, is that since it had been so long, we had all these theories and stuff about what this would be. We kind of overhyped the possibilities of it. And that it was a good episode, but it didn't really have the shock value or like the big revelations that we really wanted. Which is kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Alright, I want to give it a rating out of 10. Initial rating.
Initial rating?
I don't know, this, we just watched it, so this could so quickly change.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I'll probably give this, I'd say this is a solid 6 episode. But then Yaz pushed the Doctor, it's going down to a 5.8, only because of that push.
Okay, well, I was thinking a little higher than 6, which is basically what he gave it. We're going to ignore the other part. I was thinking 7.5, maybe? Because, again, I think this episode will age better than even this initial viewing. Because
Maybe.
Because we came into this looking for big revelations, which we didn't really get. But I still think it was a good episode. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it. Our opinions completely change after we watch it. I don't really know. All right, I think that's it. We'll see you next time. We might do another video on this episode at some point. It depends on if our opinions change and after rewatching it. All right, see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Did you see that push, though?